Hey folks, what is going on? Justin Masson here with Nintendo Dads, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Nintendo has officially announced their E3. Wait, I'm sorry, not E3, Nintendo Direct, coming tomorrow, June 21st at 7 p.m. Sorry, I apologize, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time Zone. And for the rest of you, figure out your own time zones, all right? So here we are, and it is talking that this is going to be roughly 40 minutes. So this is legitimately, folks, and I do want to say this actually, this is not a partner direct like last year. This is a mainstream Nintendo Direct. 40 minutes is actually pretty identical to what we would typically have seen when Nintendo did their E3 presentations before. So this is sort of Nintendo's E3 Direct, really. It's just got moved down a week, essentially. A couple of things to break down here, roughly 40 minutes of information focused mainly on Nintendo Switch titles announcing this year, including new details on Pikmin 4. So let's break down a little bit of what we can anticipate and what we will most likely see here as well. And I'll talk a little bit about some of the rumors that have been milling around also, because obviously this Nintendo Direct has been rumored for about the last week, kind of where there's smoke, there's fire. Wasn't even smoking on this place, on this case. The internet was on fire saying there was a Nintendo Direct. The amount of YouTube videos that I saw about an upcoming Nintendo Direct, a bunch of leaks. So yeah, here we are. What do I anticipate we're going to see here? We're going to talk about everything 1-2 Switch, obviously, because that's coming out, I think, like this week. So they're going to spend just a very small amount of time on that. Probably not a lot of it, but you will get a first look at it. Obviously, Pikmin 4, those are kind of, from Nintendo's perspective, those are the only things that we know about. So I'd anticipate a really good look at Pikmin 4. When we then move on to like the next area, there are a couple leaks and stuff that have occurred. So one of the ones are not leaks, but I guess some information. And I'm going to move over to Nintendo. Who is this from? This is from Everything Nintendo, right? Yeah. Nintendo Everything. Again, capturing some of these rumors that were occurring. Twitter user Pioneer ND appears to have an early scoop. And he has actually a really great track record. He happened to have announced that Sega would be doing Superstars. And last year, this year he revealed 1-2 Switch, Sana D'Amiga, and the stuff for Pokemon Scarlet. So he seems to at least have some information. His statement is indicating that there's going to be a new 2D Super Mario Brothers. This sort of logically makes sense as well. Not necessarily 2D. I was really hoping for 3D. But this kind of makes sense. It'll be interesting to see what this is. This will most likely, if this is indeed a true statement, I suspect this is potentially, we have one more thing. This may be the very end of it, if they end up doing that cadence. This will most likely, if I'm guessing here, if this is true. So again, if this is true, we're dealing with some rumors right now. But if this is true, I suspect this is probably the holiday game. This is most likely your November, maybe October, as you think a game like Super Mario Odyssey was released in late October when it was first sent out as well. So that could be an opportunity there. And on top of that, the other commentary he says here is that we will be seeing some sort of classic Super Nintendo game remake. I will tell you that my brain instantly went to Chrono Trigger. I think that's the game that everybody is wanting to hear more about, wanting to see more about, or would love to see a remake of. Everybody's clamoring for it. We saw it obviously we've seen people clamoring for it since the Super Nintendo Online came out. It lends itself, that game, to, I think, if you look at the current climate of like Live Alive and Octopath, like, could it be a 2D HD remake? That could be something that could be pretty incredible. So my fingers are crossed for Chrono Trigger. But you could also see some of the other rumors that we're hearing right now is that potentially could be Super Mario RPG, right? And so those are just rumors. Those are the things that we kind of hear about. So tough to say what it'll actually be, but there's an opportunity for it. A couple other things that I'm anticipating. We'll get this out of here because this needs to stop spinning. Go back to this slide. Sorry. Hold on. Please hold. Oh, come on. Don't be like that, Twitter. Twitter's breaking. The other things that I anticipate that we should see, use the word should, Persona we'll get some confirmations. I think we'll see Persona 3 Reloaded and Tactica officially show up here in this direct as well, being announced and confirmed. There's that Crash Team game that recently was announced. I think that will probably come into the Switch. We've seen some rumors that possibly there was a leak that it is part of the that it will be there as well. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't say something along the lines of, you know what, this is loading funny. Hold on a second. We'll go full screen. That's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I'd be remiss if we didn't say something along the lines of Metroid Prime 4. It's been 6 years, folks. We really need to kind of know what's going on. That could be, I mean, if Mario isn't the one last thing, Metroid could be the one last thing. That game, since it was initially launched, it's been 6 years. 4 years is kind of a typical development cycle. Now, of course, you had COVID in there. That game has got to be getting pretty close to done. So that'd be great to understand what's going on there. We may also actually see the first announcement of Tears of the Kingdom DLC. So I think that would be pretty huge. You know, as I was thinking about what other games we may end up hearing, and this is a little bit of just a weird thought in my head, but, you know, recently we've seen, you know, Alan Wake is on the Switch, Control is on the Switch as a cloud version. Is it possible that we may hear Alan Wake 2 announced as a cloud version game? That is 100% possible. This may be potentially where we get announcement that Hi-Fi Rush is coming to the Nintendo Switch. That could be here as well, although I keep saying it could be September, but this might be an announcement place for it. So yeah, those are a couple things that are spinning in my head. There's, of course, always that rumored Donkey Kong Country game. That'd be great if it actually was officially announced, but that's another rumor as well. But Nintendo has got, again, 40-minute direct. We don't know anything of their back catalog. We do not know anything from them past the end of July. So they have a lot to bring, a lot to show, and it'll be super exciting. So folks, let me know in the comments below, what are you the most excited for or hyped for from this Nintendo Direct? Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.